Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. Today I am playing with the new die set, That's the Ticket, the Abracadabra stamp set, and the Good Morning Sunshine stencil set to make this fun slimline card. Here you can see the die set called That's the Ticket. It die cuts a slimline card panel that looks like a ticket as well as a mini slimline panel, and it has two die cut sentiments, ticket and admit one. It has a mini ticket and some stars. And there you can see all the pieces I die cut for today's card. Now let's take a look at the Good Morning Sunshine die set. I'm using this to create a small background panel that will go on top of my card. There are two stencils in this set, so you can use different colors or different shades of one color. So here's my first stenciling with this Citrus Burst ink, and it made a very light ray of light. They could be light from outside or from a spotlight. Now when I layer on the second stencil, there's etched lines in the stencil that show me how to line this up so they're evenly spaced between what I already stenciled and what I'm going to stencil. I just line up those etched lines with what I already had stenciled, and then I know it's going to be evenly spaced for this second layer. And now I'm using a darker color ink so that I have a variation in my background. Love how that looks. Now I'm bringing in the Abracadabra stamp set, and I'm going to stamp out some of these cute little images to create a magic scene for my card. So once I have those all placed, I'm going to stamp them out with some Copic friendly black ink so I can color them out. Let's go ahead and color. All right, for her hair, I am giving her some yellow blonde hair, and I am starting with my Y19 marker, and that will be my darkest marker. So I'm putting in my shadows first. I normally do the other way around, but for some reason today I felt like going dark first was the way to go, and then I'm going over the top of that with my lighter, and that is Y17 or Y15, sorry. For her skin, I'm doing E21, and I'm just using the one marker, giving her a little bit more saturation underneath her hair. I used R17 for the lightest red, and then R27 for my mid-tone, and R39 for my darkest. And you can see I kind of used one of each of those colors on the ruffle of her outfit. And now I'm coming in with some gray markers for the Magician's tuxedo. I use C6, and then I'm coming in with even darker color C8, and then I'll come back with the C6 to blend out that dark color, and then I'll bring in finally my lightest color C4 to blend those out, and that gives it a nice highlight there. I'm coloring his bow tie red with R27 and his vest with the Y19. And then for his shoes, he's getting blue shoes with my B16 marker. And then I darkened up his vest a little with Y38. I'm using the same three red markers for my little table, R17, R39 is my darkest, and you can see I'm just extending out the lines of that tablecloth and adding the shadows there so it looks more like it has those ruffles in them. Pleats, ruffles, you know. R27 to blend that out, and then one more time I'll bring back my lightest, the R17, to really soften out those edges. And I love how that looks. All right, for my little magician, I have E13 for the darkest color on his skin, and then I'm going to blend that out with my E11, and that will be a little bit too light for me, so I'm going to bring the colors back and just repeat that, bringing the E13 down farther, and then I really liked that, how that looked. And then for his hair, he's getting some brown hair, so I have my E29 marker using the same kind of flicks on his hair that I did for the girl, and then I will soften that out with my E27. And again, just using those flick lines for kind of the feel of hair. And then E25 for my lightest, just to go over the top of all of that. I will give them some rosy cheeks, and then I'm going to come back in with my white jelly roll pen and add some highlights. I also added a tiny bit of C0 to her legs so they would look more like tights, and I colored out the hat the same way as the pants, and then the little bunny with some cool gray markers as well. And then I'll die cut those out with the coordinating dies, and you can see how they all look. I don't know why, but when die cutting images, I always find them so much cuter. I don't know. I love it. So now I'm placing those where I want them to go so that I know where to stamp my ta-da. I got it a little high. The A hit the little perforated hole there, but I thought it still was, you know, you could still tell what it's supposed to say. So now I'm going to pop him up with some foam squares and put the little wand in his hand and just gluing everything into place. And I thought it's such a fun scene for a magic show, or maybe somebody who's into magic would be a really good recipient for this card. And you could even put like tickets to a magic show inside. That would be fun. So everything's getting popped up off of this panel, and this is the panel that would fit a mini slimline card, so that 3x6 size. And so I love that this die set has both slimline and mini slimline in one die set. I think that's pretty cool. So I'm going to glue that panel onto this larger one that fits a regular slimline card, and you can layer these up. They look really cool together layered up as well. And then I die cut the sentiment admit 1 on with some gold cardstock and layering that onto a blue die cut ticket. I love this size of ticket because it's like the standard ticket size that you could use for so many things. So I'm going to put that on the side here, and this is, you know, kind of how the dies come. So when you see it like that, you're like, oh, I can make a card exactly with that layout. So I liked that. Then I die cut the stars from this die set. There's a big one and a smaller one, and they do layer on top of each other, so that's nice. And then I actually added one more of the small stars because I like groupings of 3 for my embellishments. I'm going to glue this down to an 8.5 by 3.5 inch card, and then I have a nice black border all the way around. Actually, I might have made this card a little bit bigger for a bigger border. I think 8 3/4 by 3 3/4. And that finishes up today's card. I love all the like magic and performance arts and circus things in this new release, the Greatest Friend on Earth release from Trinity Stamps. So I'm excited to be sharing some of those things with you throughout this month. So stay tuned, and I will be back again next Saturday with another video featuring some of my favorite things from this new release. So be sure to come check it out and hang out with me then. We have lots more videos for you on the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you there, and I'll be back again soon. Happy stamping. Bye.